This is called fair. Where's the mic at? Is that better?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. You're 15 minutes away and your meeting is starting. You step close to the street and hold your hand towards heaven. Make eye contact with the cab driver moving up the street towards you. A few years older, bearded like you, slightly fairer skin. Nod your head and smile. You're the only one waiting. You feel the edges of your lips curl downward as he drives by without slowing. You turn and start walking. Wipe the sweat slinking down your face with the napkin from this morning's business mixer. Ignore the idea that there could be people watching from the nearby restaurants, sipping their cool drinks and watching this predictable spectacle. You are a black man in a suit having a hard time catching a fucking cab. You are a cliche, but you are the cliche, but not the customer, the performer, and not the problem. And you're about to be late for a very important goddamn meeting. Enough work for the rest of the year. Enough to go back east for a minute, see the fam, and shoot some cash to your goddaughter who's starting school soon. You remember why you hate taking taxis. But you don't think about that time visiting a friend in Hell's Kitchen. How she stepped into the street, all 100 pounds of her white womanhood, after seeing you fail to hail 3 empty cabs. I got it, she says. You just gotta know how to do it. Her hand sticks in the air, fingers slightly apart, mimicking yours in every way except the pigment. The asshole cabbie that passed you is slowly stopping at the red light a few feet down the road with no one approaching. The in-service sign is still on, and you can make it if you ran. Man, fuck that. You could just walk the 15 blocks, but the sun is bright above your head and hotter than a preacher's daughter. You look at the cab and you look at your phone. You pick up into a slight jog, draping your suit jacket over your arm. You catch the door handle while the light is still red, but half expect this fuck to pull off anyway, just as you slide into his backseat. You give the address with a please, but no eye contact. You lean back in the seat and try to calm down. You take deep breaths. You don't make a big deal when you see the cab driver watching through the rear view and tense when you reach into your bag. You ignore the way his shoulders settle when you only pull out a large water bottle. Maybe that didn't really happen. Maybe you're just on edge and sensitive. You notice the cleanliness of the cab and the air heavy with car freshener. You think how your grandfather would probably like this man, how he had drilled into each of his children the importance of presentation. You're calmer now, but the sour question still simmers in your mouth. Yo, dude, excuse me. He looks up into the rear view, turns the radio down slightly. You ask him why he didn't stop. The driver is turning into heavy traffic now, and this allows for a few seconds of solid concentration. The air between you is vast and waiting for answers. He steadies the car and doesn't look back again. Sorry, my friend. I don't pick up black guys. You both let that sit for a moment. A fart of a statement that fouls up the small space between you. I was robbed by 2 black guys, he says. They had guns. A lot of drivers get robbed. You turn and look out the window at the mobs of tourists. Most of them are wearing shades of the same absurd uniform. You think of how the lives that we lead are shaped so much by the ways that we move through them, and you wish that you had a soundtrack for this exact moment. Some blues score to fill this heavy air. Yeah, dude. I understand. The driver is Middle Eastern, and you wonder which one of you have been stopped more at airports. You consider how you've been misidentified in virtually every country you've ever visited. You Ethiopian, yeah? Eritrean? South African? You Black American? The Moroccan guy had once asked you that time in Barcelona. Your backpack heavy with books and souvenirs. You thug, yeah? Show me your gap. You're a block away from the office now. You look at the fare and the time on the dashboard. You're less than 10 minutes late. You calculate the tip. You slide your fingers over the leather bulge in your right pocket. You pull out a 20 and a 10. Then stop for a second. Then count out another 5 $20 bills. You roll the wad up with the 10 facing outwards. You gather your bag and suit jacket on one arm, slide the money over the seat and tell the man you'll get out here. Thanks. You open the door onto the curb just as the driver finished counting the money and turns back to you with open mouth. You shut the door. You don't look back. You keep walking north towards that tall building. You walk quickly, as if your life depended on it.